Guys, deluded. Arsenal 2, Everton 0, and it's another victory in the Premier League, and we go marching forward. I mean, yeah, what is there to be said? So let's crack on. I mean, going into the game, people, we knew what to expect. We know we need to keep winning. We need to keep the pace up with the likes of City, Chelsea, and Liverpool in regards to, for us, anyways, top four for them. I don't know if they can challenge for the title and things like that. Their fans know better than me. But either way, we just need to take it game by game and win. Two fixtures in a week, so it's a tough ask on some of those players. So yeah, we finally saw Aubameyang, Lacazette, Torreira all on the same pitch from the off at the same time. Going into the game, I will say I was a bit disappointed with our approach, especially throughout the first half in particular, bar the last 5 minutes, but specifically the first 10. Because for me, you got to set the tempo. You've got to tell the opposition what it is, what you're trying to do today, and especially considering that Everton as bad as us when it comes to conceding goals. They're not really in the best of form, especially travelling away from home. Their record at our place isn't that good, generally speaking, to put it nicely. There's a new centre-half pairing in what's his face? Zuma and Michael Keane, new centre-half pairing in an away game in the first ever time they're playing. You got to get at them, balls over the top, try and scare them and things like that. And I didn't see enough of that. Too patient, too slow. I think Czech was superb throughout the first half and the whole game in particular. I don't necessarily think people were playing appalling, but you wanted a bit more. We were kind of going through the motions, not really any rhythm in our play. Thought we could play a bit direct because I actually feel Aubameyang looked like the player between him, Torreira, and obviously Czech's the keeper. The players that were going to make things happen in the first half, and he was having a lot of joy down the left hand side. To be fair, we were having joy down the right hand side. The crossing and the final ball on both sides wasn't good enough. Defensively, if you look at literally the first minute, I think Richarlison or Theo, one of them was ruled for offside. Everton let us know what time it is. They've got pace in behind. We knew they wanted to try and isolate our fullbacks. They were trying to get in behind. We got caught with a high line very early on. I thought we'd learn our lesson. We kind of didn't. A bit nervy at times in possession. You saw with the likes of Xhaka. In fact, that happened to quite a few players. But probably 20 minutes in, you could say we had possession throughout, but you could say we had a bit more sustained possession. But you're just looking at it is that if you're an Everton fan, Everton probably had the most joy. I mean, they've had some efforts, not gone in, and it's not been good enough. But away from home, they've had the majority of the chances. Pickford's not really had to make any saves. Czech has, I believe, at a point they had more corners than us as well. So yeah, we were a couple players like Mustafi and Xhaka at occasion were getting caught overplaying. I did feel throughout the whole game in particular we were inviting a bit of pressure on ourselves. It's nice to see you want to play out the back, but sometimes we need to do it at pace and do it quickly because at times it was like nobody wanted. Once a man would receive the ball, his options in front, nobody wanted it, and dwelling in possession was just leading to mistakes on our bit. To be honest with you. We're doing okay, but I did feel we needed to go up several levels. It was a tough first half to watch, and there's not really too much to really say on that apart from Torreira's lovely tackles. He probably needs to calm it down a bit, but and Mustafi again, man. Mustafi, you done enough to have a decent game, but at times you invite pressure. There was one opportunity you should have just put your foot through it, and I think Theo Walcott dispossessed you, and then it forced Socrates to make a foul, and even Socrates, you could tell him telling you just get rid, and I think that's what led to Socrates' dead leg or injury or whatever led to him coming off the field. It's sad because I felt he was having a decent game, but at half time you're probably thinking we need to up it. Everton, if anyone deserves to be ahead, it's probably Everton. By the last 5 minutes, we've not been really good enough. I don't feel we've been appalling, but we've not been good enough. We've been going through, whether we're having a continental hangover or we're still going through the motions, I'm not too sure. Yeah, and what thoughts did I have at half time? I wrote them down as I normally do. Obviously, I already said they're trying to spring our offside track. I've already told you about Xhaka going through the motions, as is Mustafi. No rhythm. Everton had the majority of the chances. Yeah, I've already told you the majority of things. To be fair with you, like we're like we just really need to up it. There's not much more to be said, and I do think even if I look at the second half, Everton actually started the second half sharp. They were actually keen. Michael Keane had a headed effort that went over the bar. Czech throughout the whole game made a number of saves. We all know this, but it seemed like they were getting more men forward. They were putting in crosses. We were getting caught like 5v4 and things like that. They were very positive for I'd say probably the first 5 to 7 minutes. And literally, for me, it looked like the players, our players now, Arsenal players, realise, okay, we need to really wake up now. We've been enjoying ourselves a bit too much. Let's wake up now. We've actually got a football match to win, and the tempo raised. The fans met the players' passion. You saw the tempo and the atmosphere begin to raise. You saw Ozil getting on the ball. Lacazette, who I felt was alright in the first half. You saw a number of lovely passes that he did. There was one with the outside of the boot, but he could have done a bit better. He woke up. Him and Aubameyang finding each other. Xhaka's getting decent on the ball. Torreira's starting to express himself in an attacking sense. Everybody's getting on the ball, feeling good. Ramsey's finally starting to do something useful. To be fair, we deserved our goal. To be fair, man, we got not Aubameyang. Lacazette was drifting out to the left hand side. It's superb play from everybody involved. I think Lacazette initially tries to play a pass, it gets cut out. And Torreira, like he did last week, I believe, or the week before, he intercepts the ball. It falls to Aaron Ramsey. It's actually credit where due. Lovely way to the pass from Aaron Ramsey. And then Lacazette is a terrific finish, to be fair. And I don't know whether we deserved. It's fair to say we deserved this, but we've upped the tempo and we've scored our goal in it. And from then, we just felt like Everton were beginning to sink into their shell. They stopped pressing. They stopped. Richarlison was a great outlet. I felt we were inviting him on his inside right foot too often to have an effort. He stops doing certain things. Not just to name him, quite a few players kind of sunk. Tom Davies didn't have the best of games quality-wise, but application was there from him. Began to sunk, and shortly after, you saw Aubameyang get a second. I can't even remember what actually happened. Have I got it written down? I don't know, it doesn't even matter. Oh yeah, it's great play initially from Lacazette. I actually remember it now. He barges someone. I think it's Zuma. I believe it is Ozil, right? It was Ozil. Ozil bombs down the right. Eventually it falls to Aaron Ramsey. And Ramsey can't sort his footing out, and it falls to Aubameyang. And Aubameyang, you're not going to get easier goals than that in the Premier League. Is it offside? Well, like Wenger said, I didn't see it. I'll have to review the footage again. But I will say this, I did feel the ref, as an Arsenal fan, I will say the ref was very favourable to us throughout the whole game. I was surprised Lacazette never got a yellow card because he was giving away a lot of fouls. A couple of decisions, don't get it twisted, a couple of decisions I felt should have went our way, but I did think it was a bit favourable to the home side. But at this point, it's 2-0. Everton have completely stopped doing what they had joy against us. It's like they're starting to feel sorry for ourselves. And it's becoming a typical exhibition. I know it's become a running show now of Arsenal. We mess around in the first half, second half, it's a new side. And like you see with these players, they're enjoying their football now. They're putting nice, intricate phases of play together, probably overcomplicating it at times. And for me, I'm now looking at this point as you've got two things I want to see from you. Game management. You either don't force it and get the third and just see out the game, or you be ruthless and you get that. But regardless of the approach, I need to see a clean sheet. Yeah. What can I say, man? It's not, at the end of the day, we handled business. There's not much more to say. Like, we weren't at the races quite in the first half. We've walked away with 3 points now. We go on to the next fixture in the midweek, I believe, and then we've got, can't remember, we were playing in the Premier League. Xhaka has made 100 appearances for the club. Whether you believe in his ability or not, that's a fantastic achievement, so congratulations. It was nice to see, man. It was a better second half, but it's still a lot of work to be done for me, especially in a defensive sense, because we're still not anywhere near to being compact and as solid as we need to be. The communication levels ain't there, and there's a few things that need to be introduced. But what can we say? At least for this Sunday, we can all go to sleep knowing we've won, and I'm about to go and terrorise my United supporting friends because they dropped points this week. Guys, deluded. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm out.